LoreWarrior Online. HMH-3D Hammerhands. Overview. After just a decade of reviewing the prototype and full production models of the Battleaxe, Achenar designers had heard plenty of complaints about the design. Going back to the drawing board, Achenar debuted the Federated Sun's second exclusive design, the Hammerhands, in 2475. Though basically a modified Battleaxe, the team decided to rename the design because the modifications were so extensive, and they christened it in honour of the impressive firepower loaded into each arm. Capabilities. The Hammerhands design team attempted to correct the Battleaxe's flaws by slightly increasing the base weight of the chassis and derating the engine, allowing the mech to carry more weapons and heavier armour. The faulty electronics and targeting systems were replaced with newer and more reliable versions, alleviating many technical problems that plagued the lighter design. The mech's heat-intensive particle cannons were replaced with a pair of heavy Mydron B autocannons, backed with a single medium laser in each arm, comprising the 75-ton design's main armament. However, many items from the Battleaxe were retained, including its appearance. The shoulder-mounted SRM rack was still in place, as were the once controversial jump jets, which Davian pilots had finally started to master. Deployment. The Hammerhands became the chosen battle mech of the Federated Sun's military shortly after its debut. Its popularity spread quickly, enough so that the Terran hegemony actually copied it and the Battleaxe, using them to create the Warhammer in 2515. Despite Achenar's vehement protests, the name, appearance, and capability of their flagship designs were all revised and improved. The improved secondary weapons, heat dissipation capability, and ground speed made the weapons platform better all around, and the slow Hammerhands was gradually replaced. The superiority of the Warhammer's design was demonstrated repeatedly. While the Hammerhands performed well against all other mechs, when facing a force of Warhammers, it was defeated in every instance. The once crowning achievement of the Federated Suns became known as the poor man's Warhammer, so much so that its predecessor, the Battleaxe, was also derided with the same sobriquet. The design soon faded into obscurity. While the design did disappear, the autocannons it mounted endured, as their high performance was demonstrated repeatedly. Media and military spokespeople played up its favourable damage to heat ratio and hefty punch. Due to the weapon's growing prestige, many cadets entering the military began seeking out machines carrying autocannons and finding ways to use them effectively, and the Federated Sun's fascination with autocannons began. Variants. As was the case with the Battleaxe, many mech warriors stripped the jump jets out of the Hammerhands and replaced the SRM system with the particle projection cannon that was coming into its own. While overheating once again became an issue, some liked the increased range of the HMH-4D's secondary weapon, as well as the luxury of having a heavy energy weapon for protracted fights. Upgrades. The Hammerhands was the first Age of War design brought back by the Federated Sun's military-industrial complex as a trial run for other designs. The first version, the 5D, was more of a proof-of-concept attempt, using advanced materials to enhance the armour and jump capacity. 2 extended-range medium lasers replaced the originals, and a C3 slave unit was added. The original autocannons were retained with advanced precision and armour-piercing munitions offsetting the archaic performance of the main weapon system. Only a limited production run was completed before a full overhaul of the production line occurred, producing the 6D. The 6D then maximised jump capacity and adds a special targeting computer in addition to the C3 slave in place of the SRM system. The autocannons have been replaced with rotary versions, and the sacrificed heatsinks are compensated for by the addition of triple-strength myoma. The most controversial aspect of this change is the reallotment of the original armour. Almost none is mounted on the rear to maximise frontal protection. Notable mech warriors. Captain Scott Napper Parker. Using his Hammerhands autocannons in several widely publicised skirmishes against the Draconis Combine and Capellan Confederation, Parker strafed several cockpits in the same volley, killing enemy mech warriors in droves. This turned the tide in several raids, and Parker worked his way up to captain before retiring to assist the Mydron Corporation in promoting and improving their line of autocannons. Parker's marketing efforts were so successful that other nations, such as the Hegemony, became key customers. Mydron would eventually locate many of its factories in the Hegemony, only to have them destroyed in the Amaris coup.